Hello, my wonderful taint berries. I hope everyone is doing well today. We have a brand new face with us, and I don't know why. Like, I'm so nervous. Like, why am I nervous? Like, he flusters me. Um,
I was gonna stay quiet during this intro, but taint berries?
yeah,
Taint berries, is that what we're going with?
that is what
Okay.
we're going with.
Okay. Does it change periodically?
Um, yeah. I mean,
Okay. Okay.
it's however they make me feel, but I just see Chad in the background eyeing me down. You know, I don't like his fucking taint stickle.
Valid. Right there
Yeah,
with you.
fuck you, Chad.
Fuck you, Chad.
But yeah, um, we have Violet here. Say hi to Violet.
Hello, Valid.
Yeah. I'm Elvish. That's Esper. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so little does she know we're gonna jump off a cliff in the next 3 seconds. So everyone grab onto your bags and just jump. No, I'm kidding. Let's not scare her away the first episode, shall we?
And you hear the door softly click as I walk out.
Oh my god. Well, I guess super quick, if you guys have not seen the last episode, the wonderful Aqua that you guys grew to love, he is no longer with us. Not dead or anything. I didn't kill him, if that's what you're assuming. Mind you, the episode before that, I threatened him. I actually coughed.
So, you start with no longer with us after threatening him and then say, wait, no, I didn't kill him.
So
I don't have confidence. I don't have confidence.
you know the saddest part about this, so like the actual saddest part about this, he made a joke. He was like, just watch, we're gonna come into the next episode and it's gonna be you with a wacky wave pool flailing arm flailing tube man. And instead
Yeah.
of the wacky waveable flailing arm flailing tube man, I have a new co-host.
Yeah, I think that might be just a little bit worse than the tube man.
Oh god. But no, nothing is going on with Night Court narrative as far as Aqua is concerned. I don't want to really tell his story, but if you guys didn't know, Aqua is a nurse. He is currently working on multiple additional, I guess, degrees and like certifications for his job so that he can grow to bigger and better things. And just in life in general, he just doesn't have time to even breathe half the time. And it was very, like, the podcast and everything in general was stressing him out a lot. And I figured it would be good to relieve him of some of that stress. And I gave him an opportunity to opt out of said podcast. And unfortunately, he took it. But we have new beginnings. We have this hunk of hunky Mick. Help me.
I wholeheartedly thought you were gonna say this hunk of meat.
I was going to, and I was like, that's incorrect.
And then I was gonna come in with like, are we in a butcher shop? What's going on?
I was also going to say hunk of chunk, and I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Fuck. Okay, I'm crying. I'm crying. Okay.
No, I can be hunk a chunk. That sounds funny.
I'm so flustered. Okay.
I haven't even said anything yet.
It's just the presence.
I haven't even lowered my voice to the flirtatious tone yet.
Mommy?
I can't do it on command, I'm sorry. It's a spur of the moment type situation.
Well, today we are talking about Still Beating by Jennifer Hartmann. This book was insane, yeah? It was a little hard to get through.
Especially the spiders.
Oh
I did have
Yeah.
to put the book down for like 5 minutes after that spider incident.
Well, and then like I think I told you this in message, but like I didn't read any of the trigger warnings going into this book. I just said, "Ooh, pretty cover," and I picked it up and I started reading it, and I'm like, "What am I reading? What is this book?" It was
Yeah,
concerning.
I wholeheartedly thought it was like terminal disease type book because I skipped all the way
Right.
to the first chapter. I
Right.
don't have time for all those other pages. But I was like, oh, okay, maybe she has cancer or something, and she makes it through. She's still alive. Things are not going exactly to plan, but she's okay. No, no. I think that might have been a better story.
Right. Well, and then like I actually read this book twice. I know that shocker because of the topic, but the first time I read it was on Kindle. The second time I listened to the audiobook, and when you're reading it on Kindle, it automatically skips every page before chapter 1. Like it automatically skips you to chapter 1. So, I feel like I was set up.
For failure, yeah,
I feel
you
like I
were.
was totally set up, but it was fine. Um I guess, for those who don't know about still beating, I mean, obviously, if you're new here, obviously, duh, like, what the fuck are you doing? You haven't been here before? Weird. Sit down. Bring up a seat, Sharon. Come on. All right. We do spoilers here. If you don't like it, I'm not your mom. I don't know. I'll hold your hand through it, but I'm not gonna stop doing it. I don't know.
The holding the hand is important.
It is. It helps you feel more at home and secure. Except for Chad, of course. He can just suck a duck.
Yeah, no, Chad doesn't get hand holding. He's in the corner facing the wall.
Good. As he should be. But yeah, Still Beating is an interesting story. As we always say here, please check your trigger warnings. We are not your parents, so if anything in this video is a little bit triggering for you, don't come at us. Do not do the whole keyboard warrior thing in the comments. I most likely won't even read it. And if I do, I'll probably just laugh. Or I'll laugh while reading it and then probably just delete it. So if just Aaron, sit down. But longest story short, we are following our female main character, Cora, and the male main character, Dean. Dean is actually engaged to Cora's sister. I feel like that is very important for the story. They are all at the bar. Cora's sister and Dean, they end up leaving. Cora stays, drinks a little bit, notices that someone stole her wallet. So she's unable to get an Uber due to, obviously, no money. Calls around, nobody answers the phone. She finally calls Dean. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm on my way. So as she's waiting outside, this creepy old man just starts kind of harassing her in a way. And she's like, bro, I'm not interested. But luckily, Dean ends up showing up. The guy kind of like hollers to him, like, are y'all together? And Dean, of course, Dean and Cora don't like each other. That should be noted as well. They just fucking hate each other at the beginning, at least. And so the guy, he's like, no, of course we're not together. So the guy's like, okay, cool. So they end up driving away. This guy somehow is like Scooter Man, just magically ends up in the back seat. Like, how the fuck? But
No. He
like,
breaks the windshield next to Cora.
Oh, he does? Oh, I always thought he was in the back seat.
No, am I crazy? Hold on.
Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy.
I think you might be crazy.
I think I am, because in both times that I read it, I thought he was in the back seat. Or maybe it's just PTSD from No One Rides for Free.
Yeah, it says flashing lights pull up behind them. He slows down because he thinks there's a cop.
Yes.
And then they're having a little chit chat. He's mean to her, obviously. And then the sound of glass smashing against the side of my face is ringing in my ear, and I let out a scream. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I forgot about the fake cop car type thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, they end up getting kidnapped by this creepy fucker. he is like repulsive as most men are. Um, but this book is, for the first half of the book, they are kidnapped, trapped in this man's basement. We find out the guy's name is Earl, so if you hear us refer to someone as Earl, it is the kidnapper. There are unfortunately a lot of grape scenes. They are pretty much non-graphic. They are fade to black. They are described, however, so if you are sensitive to that kind of topic, probably not for you. The main point behind this kidnapping, though, he attempts to get two people not together. He wants them to fall in love and then murder them in front of one another, like, ooh, I took your lover, lol, middle finger, fuck you. And then yeah, the rest of the story is about their survival. Dean is no longer pretty much in love with her sister, kind of just thinks that the whole I guess he feels like he's trapped a little bit, and because he now likes her sister. I don't know, this summary is difficult. This summary is actually, I never stumble on summaries, but this summary is a little bit difficult. But it's basically like everyone trying to get back to the norm. Dean no longer wants a relationship with his fiance. They've been together for like countless years. He wants a relationship with Cora, but Cora's not really feeling it. But then eventually he goes away for about 9 to 10 months, comes back, and now they're happily ever after? Question mark? Yeah. That was word vomit if I ever... Yeah.
Beautifully said, though.
I've never like stumbled on any summary, but I was like, I just gotta get the shit out.
I mean, it could just be that it was a very intense book from start to finish.
It was. And I think the writing was beautifully done, though.
It was. You really feel the perspective of the main characters, and then a little bit of the sister.
Yeah.
I think. But let's not talk about her because I don't like her.
Yeah, I don't like the sister either.
Yeah, you get the sense of like what they're feeling, and you see them grow and then digress and come back, and it was gorgeous to watch. Or read, I suppose.
And I mean, throughout this entire story too, like as I mentioned, like Cora and Dean are not fans of each other, but we end up discovering that it's more so about their past, like the way that because like Dean always fucks with Cora, always teasing her, kind of like the sibling does, like the older sibling does to the younger sibling, and that just became their normal everyday banter, and she's kind of fed up with it. But then, being in the basement chained up, they found sanctuary within one another, and even when the kidnapper forced Dean on Cora, he did everything he could to basically give her a sense of freedom in a case where there literally was zero freedom. And I kind of like the way that was written. Made it feel a little bit more special. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, like she wasn't alone, and he made sure that she knew it at all times. Yeah. No matter what was happening, it wasn't just her and the situation, it was them together.
Yeah.
What is the word? Camaraderie?
Yeah. It was really nice. I mean, at the beginning, I didn't like Dean. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dean was not my favorite.
Really?
I didn't like him. He was so arrogant.
Okay, yeah. I can see that. He was. But the tension between them from like page 1.
Oh, absolutely.
Was insane.
Absolutely. If I was the sister watching this, I would have...
like, how did she know? How did she not know or see any of it,
Right. No, I would have... No, I couldn't do it.
Maybe she did know, because
I think
and I could be
there's
completely wrong. Like, not that she knew, but she sensed something was off. Because I
right.
think there's an interaction that they have in one of the flashbacks, and they're all again in a bar. And I think no, I think it's Mandy who asks him, "Did you see the waitress?" And he's like, "What? Who?" And
Yes.
she's like, "Oh, she was beautiful. I didn't even notice she was here." And she seems kind of insecure about an attractive woman being around
Yeah.
Dean. So maybe she did sense something, and that's why she was giving him kind of like a test of sorts.
Well, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember if it was actually said at the end, but I believe that Mandy even said, like, when she found out Dean was kind of into Cora a bit, it wasn't shocking, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't new information. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
do
she
think they go
always,
over it. Like when
yeah,
they're in the ice cream parlor or something. I think she brings up like the way that y'all interacted with each other. There was always like one of you was going to kill the other, or something else was going to happen.
yeah.
Again, I could just be crazy and trying to put that in the book.
Well, I mean, but that makes sense because I mean, that's kind of how I felt about it too. I really feel like Mandy knew the entire time, and I really feel like that's kind of why, because I feel like I know that she raised some hell, but at the same time, if you've been in a relationship for as long as they have, you're not gonna just give someone up like it's nothing. But at the same time, I do feel like she was like intrusive whenever he got out, because like whenever they got out, she didn't even give him what felt like 5 minutes to even breathe, and she was already jumping down his throat with, "We need to do this, we need to do this, you need to do this." And it's like, chill out, take a
Oh
breath.
my goodness. If that's what we're going to talk about, I have to air my grievances because she and I had to write this quote down because it pissed me off. So at this point, we're in part 2 of the book. They're already out. We're getting Dean's perspective. He's in his house, I believe. And Mandy has come over and started cleaning because it's a wreck, as you can imagine. She sits next to him on the couch and starts feeling him up. And when he tells
Oh,
her,
yes.
"No, I'm not ready for this," she says, "We haven't been intimate in almost 6 weeks." Ma'am? No. No. And then she says something about how she thought that since he'd been gone, he'd been celibate for like 3 weeks because that's how long they were gone, that he would come back and want to be all over her. What?
And like, that's the thing, because I don't think he actually fully tells. I mean, obviously in the book, like, he never tells him what happened, so he never tells. So it technically, how do I say this? It wasn't like, it walks a fine line. Like, he basically raped Cora time and time again. So the kidnapper and Dean took turns for 22 days on who got her that day. And I say it walks a fine line because obviously it was forced, but she would much rather have Dean than Earl, obviously. So they made it, I don't want to say worth it, but they made it like better than what the actual situation was. So like, Mandy doesn't know any of this going on, and I'm pretty sure like going through that, besides one another, like Dean and Cora probably never want to touch another human being ever again in their lives.
Yeah. And I went in with Mandy because I didn't hate her at this point. The hate for her comes later. But I gave her the benefit of the doubt because I get it. He's been gone for a long time. And to you, he's been celibate, and that's fine. But look at it from the perspective of you have been following your sister's case. And she says so. Later in the book, she says that she'd been following the case when she confronts Dean. about Earl's serial killer name. But she's been following the case, so she knows what happened. And Cora herself says that people know that she was raped.
Yeah.
And if her and Dean are in the same basement together, and your sister has been raped, what makes you think that he even wants to touch a woman after having to watch your sister go through that?
Exactly. And then that's the thing too, because I know in this book it's not the case, but in other situations, not like when you have a man and woman or whatever in this situation, what makes you think the woman is the only one with the grape? You know? Because some serial killers like it both ways, my guy.
Let's note that Earl literally said, "I'm not a homophobe," because that's what Dean thought for a second.
Right. So, like, I understand he never wants, and that's something that should have been, or that's something that I guess should have told Mandy to, like, get off her high horse for a little second, because you never know exactly what Dean went through under, or like in the basement, because he never actually comes out and talks about it to anyone but Cora. So if all of this is happening to your sister, what makes you think not even a percentage of that is happening to your fiance?
Because it's Dean. Dean will always want her. And also, it could be a little. It could be a little bit of her guilty conscience, if you don't mind skipping again to my further hatred of Mandy.
I'm ready for all the hatred.
You laugh, but this is part 3 of the book. Yeah, part 3. It's called Waves, and literally the first note I have is, "Mandy, fuck off." The first thing I have. But to give some backstory on Mandy and Dean's relationship, I think they say they've been together for 15 years, like since high school, and she's 30 now, so I'm not trying to.
Damn, why did you say it like that?
Say like what? She's 30 like, now? Oh, ugly.
She's like 30 now.
No, I didn't mean it ugly. I was trying to remember.
Well, like, I'm like, ouch.
No, I said it like that because...
I'll just take my old geezer ass away then.
No, you're not old. You're perfect. Ooh. I was trying to remember in the first chapter they're at the bar for Mandy. And I can't remember if it's her 30th birthday or 30 and then, some other number. So I said 30, unsure. Not in a nasty way, I swear. So they've been together for a long time.
Yeah.
Unfathomable amount of time. And Dean mentions that they had this break in college, and it was like a 3-month break or something. And he says, he never strayed from Cora. Or not Cora, Mandy. Oh, geez. From Mandy in those 3 months or however long that break was.
Didn't Mandy go with someone else?
Yes. And you know what makes it even worse? Cora had a crush on this guy named Benjamin. I think his name was Benjamin. Don't quote me. He gets put in the book like one sentence. But she had a crush on this guy, and Mandy goes and fucks him in that break with Dean. Yeah. And it's like, ma'am, not only... I don't believe that a break that short should give anybody any reason to step outside of the relationship. Because if it was only 3 months, you obviously knew that you were going to come back. So at this point, it was like ooh, now I can cheat and then go back and everything will be fine. So that kind of rubs me a little bit the wrong way. But my opinions aside, you wronged your sister in this situation. Because you knew. Our girl Lily, my girl Lily, wonderful Lily, beautiful Lily, literally says that you knew that Cora liked Benjamin. I hope that's his name.
His newfound name is Benjamin. If it's probably something like Randall or some shit.
Look, I would go and look for it, but I swear I tried today to go and find where Lily says that, and I couldn't find it, and I feel like I made it up, but I didn't. It's in the book, I promise. If y'all read it, please comment and tell me if his name is Benjamin, because now I'm going crazy. But anyway, she fucks this man. And, like, rude on your sister. Very rude. And then in the ice cream shop, she tells Cora, yeah, I cheated on Dean. He had the flu, and I went to a party alone, and I was feeling insecure, and I cheated. Ma'am? And you have the audacity to get mad at him when he tells you, look, I can't do this anymore? You cheated on him when he was sick. I think that's kind of crazy. And you never told him either. So he never finds out unless Cora tells him at some point later in life.
Which, I mean, I even think that the whole reason why Mandy and Dean are together in the first place, because I think... So Mandy's the type of person where I feel like anytime her sister says I like something, that's now her new favorite. So, like, I like, let's say, chocolate ice cream. Oh, man, I've loved chocolate ice cream my entire life. You know what I mean? Like, she's that type of person. So I really feel like the only reason why her and Dean were together was to get on her sister's nerve, which I think it even says that somewhere in the book or, like, hints towards it. But I don't know. That's just, she's so toxic. I don't like her.
You're right. It does hint towards it.
But I don't think it actually comes out and says it.
I think it's in the same scene in the ice cream shop, and she tells Cora that she was envious of her life because she lives on her own, and like, I guess the parents loved her, and Cora's like, dude, I was envious of you this whole time. You were popular, you were great, you were amazing. So I guess that's where it kind of comes out that she felt like Cora's life was better, so she needed what Cora had to have the same love and affection that Cora got from other people.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean taking everything that she has for your own.
Yeah, I mean, she's just a bitch.
Pretty much. I didn't like her. And I mean, the whole... I think I stopped liking her, though, kind of like around the time you stopped liking her. Like, whenever Dean got out and got his salvation and everything like that, she just was so insufferable. She was just so... What's the nice word for it?
Don't be nice.
She was just a lot, you know? She was a lot where we didn't need a lot, you know?
Yeah. I think, like Dean said, they were comfortable, and Mandy didn't like that comfort was gone because obviously he was going through some things.
Yeah.
So she was trying to... That sounded weird. She was trying to do things to get them back on track while simultaneously just coming off as very inconsiderate and dense about the situation.
Yeah. Because I don't even think... I truly, wholeheartedly think there wasn't a time where she asked him what happened. Rather, she always insisted that he tell her, or demanded information, or demanded answers, but she never actually sat down and was like, hey, when you're ready, let me know what happened, because I would like to be here for you, and the way to be here for you is to get some sort of information. But instead she was like, you're telling me right now.
Yeah, and then she claims the victim card because they find out Earl was called the matchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and you don't think that I thought some things about it? Like, what? Ma'am.
Oh my god. When I read that, I almost put my fist through my computer monitor. Oh my god. Thank you for saying that. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, you don't think I have something to say about it? You don't matter in this situation. Who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, who are you?
And she says it so ugly. Like, the way I read it, she says it so ugly.
No, I think you and I read it the same because I agree. Oh my god, like I'm so heated right now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm bringing out all the Mandy hate. Anybody who likes Mandy, click off the video. I'm like, go away.
So the funny thing is, so this is kind of a spoiler alert. So we were supposed to, obviously all of these videos were planned for Aqua. In Fourth Wing, we're gonna do Fourth Wing here, I think within like a week or two. We had the same hatred towards one character, and I was so prepared to just talk shit about this one character the entire time, and now you get to hear it. So by all means, go off on Mandy because I'm gonna go off on my character. When that episode comes, you will probably hate this person with me, but just know I fucking hate this character with a burning passion. It's fine, don't worry about it.
The fire of 1,000 suns?
Should have killed him, yes.
I meant that was your burning passion. Was the heat from the fire of 1,000 suns. But
oh my god.
I just don't. Ugh, I can't. I have to talk about Lily now. Because Mandy just makes me angry. And not even from the standpoint of like, she's a bitch. You know what? Matter of fact, no. No. From that standpoint. Because, again, spoiler alert, Cora tries to fucking kill herself with pills. 1, you're fucking stupid. 2, the only reason why she does this is because Mandy finds out that her and Dean had sex, right? Mandy blows her fucking top. Totally valid. Blow your top, girly. Like that, I would get upset too. Mind you, he broke it off with you already, so you shouldn't be getting that mad. But I would still be upset. Like, you spent almost your entire life with this man.
Yeah.
And now your sister is fucking him. Have your moment. Go ahead. But you say some nasty shit to your sister, and you make her feel like absolute garbage. So then she proceeds to kill herself. And then you go visit her in the hospital. Mind you, Dean is being so fucking respectful that he wasn't there because your parents and you wanted to be there for Cora. So he stayed his ass at home. And you walk up in there and you tell her, this is not what I meant. Ma'am, you told her you never wanted to see her again. I think you probably, if I'm remembering correctly, you fucking disowned her in her own fucking home and then walked out.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this isn't what I meant. Backpedaling?
Well, I mean,
how are you
once
gonna tell
again,
that to
she's just
somebody?
playing the victim card.
Yeah. And your sister went through all of this trauma, and then you're adding, like, I fucking hate you now. While she's trying to figure out how to get back into it.
I actually... Oh, I don't know how to actually say this where YouTube doesn't hate me. So, I'm sorry, YouTube. But, I also forgot, too, because, like, Cora went through a miscarriage as well.
Mm-hmm. The fetus got yeeted.
Fetus deletus.
I feel like it's more of a yeeted because she got thrown downstairs. And that's what caused it.
So it's like, Mandy has no remorse whatsoever, but she does, and she says things and she acts a certain way that has consequences, but anytime there's ever a consequence that kind of reflects what she did or said, she plays a victim card, and it's this whole sob story of, I didn't mean it, or why did you do this to me? And it's just like, I'm over it. I'm so over it. At this point, I didn't want her in the book anymore. Let's just talk about Dean and Cora. Not saying don't talk. I'm just like, in my mind, like reading the book, I'm like, let's just talk about them. Like, let's not talk about Mandy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
you're like, Mandy, you don't exist.
Right. I'm just like, I don't want you in here anymore. I want them. But then, like, I kinda... Okay, so I would have been upset too. Like, if I was in Mandy's position, I would have been kind of upset too. I'm not gonna lie. Like you said, have your moment. I would have understood that. But I think, I don't know, with Cora and Dean getting back together and like brown chicken brown cowing it with one another, I don't know. I feel
What?
like that was so unhealthy.
I'm sorry. Brown chicken, brown cowing it?
Yeah. Bow, 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 bow.
Okay. I don't understand brown chicken, brown cow, but I got that one.
That's what it sounds like. The song?
Oh,
Sing,
so you're telling me like the words that reflect that sound that you just made were those?
yeah, sing like the sex song. It's brown chicken, brown cow.
I'll take your word for it. Never have I thought that, but now I will never not think it.
You're welcome. But I don't know, I just I thought it was so unhealthy. Like I understand that they can only find love in one another and they can only find trust and um that feeling safe with one another, but I feel like with them just getting together so soon after everything, I don't know, I feel like it wasn't healthy.
Yeah, and it shows that it wasn't healthy when she asks him to tie her up. And he's like, whoa, that's crazy, Cora. And then she gets mad at him.
Which I mean that is crazy. I mean
It is
in
crazy.
the because seeing what they I mean it's not crazy. It's not crazy. I don't kink shame, but
It's
seeing what
crazy
they
for
went
them.
through, right? Seeing what they went through, that's so weird.
Yeah.
So because my mind would have immediately reverted back to the basement.
Yeah. And he tells her that. He tells her that she's still in the basement.
Right.
And I think that him, because he does get fed up with it at one point, and he's like, I can't do this anymore, Cora. I need all of you. I can't be your dirty little secret. She goes, yeah, sure. And the next time he gives her a little bit of attitude, but ends up giving in. And I think he was healing better than she was,
Yeah.
because he was like, he wanted her, because in the basement he realized he did some self-reflecting and he was like, hey, the situation that I was in before this wasn't fully for me, so now I'm gonna do what's for me. And Cora was kind of just stuck in the same loop, and she didn't know how to get herself out of it.
Right. But reading it the first time, I'm like, I don't understand why Cora's, like you said, kind of stuck in the same loop. But then actually reflecting on it now, even though her and Dean were kind of in the same situation, they were stuck in the same place for the same amount of time, Cora went through it. I feel like she had a little, I mean, I never want to like lessen someone's trauma or say anything's less than or like downplay trauma, but like I really feel like the amount of trauma that Cora got from being in that basement was just slightly a little bit more than what Dean got. So she wasn't able to bounce back as fast as he was, but then even when he's trying to help her, he doesn't fully understand like where her mind is at. And I kind of feel like he does like the little Mandy treatment there for a minute where he's like, oh, just bounce back from it. Like, I already have. And she's like, bro, like, I can't. And then gets an
Yeah.
attitude with her.
Yeah. I also think Mandy had her sister and her parents, and they were treating her like a porcelain doll. Because the little interactions that we get to see afterwards between her parents before she decides that she needs to really focus to heal herself, they're always asking, do you need me to finish this for you? Are you sure that you're okay? Do you need to
Yeah.
sit down? I can do that. So she was being suffocated in a way that wasn't really helping her move past it, whereas he was off by himself. So he
Right.
had more time alone to self-reflect and kind of work through what was working, what wasn't working, and what needed to be fixed. And she didn't have that as
Yeah.
much as he did.
No, I didn't even think about that. That's actually a really good point.
Oh, and then of course Mandy being a bitch throws her back into the trauma situation.
Yeah. And then, like, are we gonna talk about the, like, family dinner, I guess, where they invite Dean, obviously, because Mandy and Dean are together. So you don't even bother. I think it was I'm gonna
For
misspeak. I think
Christmas?
it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. One of them.
Thanksgiving, I think they were. Yeah, Thanksgiving is her failed escape attempt.
Right. Yes. Right, right, right. So it was
So I think it's
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah. So they didn't bother to let Cora even know that Dean was going to be there. First of all, they were just trapped together in a very traumatic, like, experience. You don't think that they would want to know that the other person is going to be there. First of all, you don't think that that's going to be a little bit of, like, triggering and jarring information to see one person, like, walk through the door. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But then the entire time, like, you can see Cora's kind of, like, not doing well at the table. And then Mandy starts her 2 cents bullshit kind of poking at her, which then makes the parents start kind of poking. And at that point, Cora runs off. And then Dean goes after her, but then Mandy gets upset that Dean is with Cora, kind of helping her talk, or like talk her through it. And it's just like, oh my god, like you are not helping the situation. Like, if anything, you've made the situation a billion times worse just by
Mm-hmm. And to
existing.
add to that, she breaks, or I guess not breaks the news, but like drops the bomb that Cora was pregnant.
Yes.
Cora wasn't ready for it. Dean wasn't ready for it. And Mandy just lets it slip like they're having a conversation about the garden outside
Right. Like, oops,
and
my
sees
bad.
no issue with it. Yeah, that's exactly what she does. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, Cora. Girl, what?
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
no. I think, and I mean, I know it's already been said in this episode, like you have already touched on it and everything, but I really feel like the only reason Mandy did that is because she always needs to be in control of everything, and having
Mm-hmm.
Dean basically slip through her fingers and feeling like Cora is taking that control away from her, she has to take it back somehow. And outing information as personal and traumatic as that was the only way that she could get a hold of the situation. And I absolutely hate that.
Yeah, it did suck balls. It hurt me when that scene happened because they like touch on how shocked Cora was on the information, and I think that's when she runs off.
Yeah.
And Mandy had no reaction
No,
to it.
none.
If she wasn't even like, "Oh shit, I fucked up," or anything, it was just, "Oops,
Even
there she
Dean,
goes."
yeah. Because even Dean in his head, he's like, wait, like counting back the days, like counting like trying to figure out if this kid is even his or not. And then Mandy's just over there playing victim, mean girl again. And it's just like, no, this is not it.
hmm But Cora's saving grace was Lily and then Dean towards the end when he realized, hey,
Yeah.
we both need to heal.
Oh, yeah.
But Lily was really, well, and then her mom. But Lily was a really grounding factor, I think, for Cora.
Yeah.
She was a little bit much, but not in a bad way, but more of like trying to get Cora to get out and to do stuff
Right.
as opposed to pushing her for information. It was just more of, girl, come on. It's starting to feel musty in here. Let's go.
I mean, I
Let's
feel
get
like
some
I
fresh
would have
air.
been that way though. Because I feel like I know, like, not in a pushing way, but I feel like getting like you out of the house would free your mind just a little bit, because you can be trapped in that house all day long. Eventually those walls are going to start closing in on you.
Yeah. And Lily was very much like mindful
Yeah.
of the situation Cora was in.
Very demure.
Yeah. Very cutesy. My favorite character. You laugh, but she genuinely is.
No,
Like, there's
yeah, she's
several
amazing.
conversations that they have, and she's like, "Go for it, girl. Get Dean." I forget what she says when she's like asking if they had sex. She lists off a million innuendos for it, and I think I was like, what is she talking about? She might say the sexy tango in one of them, and I was like, what? They're
Yeah.
dancing now? But she really lightened up Cora's mood
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
I mean,
Which
she
I
was
think
just
is
that breath of
cute.
fresh air, you know?
Yes. And she didn't judge at all. She was very supportive. She's just all around a wonderful human being. And we need more lilies in the world.
I agree. We need more lilies, less Mandy.
Yes. Oh, God, yes. Jesus. I hate her.
Well,
That should be the title of this video. I hate Mandy.
I hate Mandy. Facts. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to find, like, that's gonna just be funny if I find a fan art picture of Mandy, just have Mandy with like the massive circle with the line through it.
Yes.
No Mandy.
Mandy is not allowed here. Banned.
That's funny. So anyone named Mandy for this episode, I am so sorry, but
Oh,
fuck
my
off.
bad.
Oh, you're saying sorry? I'm like, get out.
Oh, I was about to say, I don't want to say guilty by name sharing, but if you feel offended by any of the things that I said about my hate for Mandy, maybe we should look in the mirror. Okay?
Yeah. That's
Take
what
a
I
good reflection.
say. Oh my god, because like if you're getting offended by what I'm saying, it's probably about you.
If the shoe fits, Cinderella.
Well, you know, I am very curious. I actually want to give the ratings of this book because I'm very, very curious on what you thought. Me personally, this might be very shocking, but I gave this book a 5-star out of obviously 5. I loved the writing style in this book. Like, the way that the author writes this book is so catchy and so easy to digest. And I like how she manages to give you traumatic experiences without making it so overly vulgar and just disgusting, I guess. Because, like, some authors, they overly share to the point where it's like, okay, well, I no longer care. She didn't do that in this. She gave you the facts, let you basically, she kind of did the old Psycho movie thing where she let you know what's happening. It's up to your brain to figure out what is happening in the book, and then we'll discuss it later, basically. And I really, really liked the way that she did that. I loved the characters. You know, Dean ended up growing on me. His character development was pretty nice. I can see why he was the way he was with all of the teasing and all that. I get that. Cora, I really, really liked her. Lily, really liked her. Mandy, fuck off. The parents, not so bad. You don't really see them. I think you only see them for maybe a scene or two, but they weren't that bad. But, like, overall, everything in this book was super realistic, super, like I said, I mean, easy to digest. Even though it was a very hard book to read topic-wise and trigger warning-wise, it was a very easy book to read because of how well the author did it. And I feel like books like this are very underappreciated and like underhyped. But I don't know. I gave it a 5 personally.
I would also give it a 5. Like you said, the writing was amazing. Especially, like you said, with the trauma and stuff. It is a lot. I think the first 8 chapters are kind of a whirlwind of anxiety.
Yeah.
But in a manageable sense. Like, for me, I didn't feel like I had to put the book down and go take a breather and come back to it in a week. Maybe give yourself 2 minutes to really calm and be like, okay, it's okay, and then get back to it. And the character development was just chef's kiss. because Cora's is you get like this sense that she has her life together, and then she's stuck in the basement. And on the surface level, she seems like she's getting better, and then we dive deep into no, she's not, but she's gonna get there. And the same with Dean, he does come off arrogant and very two-dimensional as a character. But as they're in the basement, and then we get his perspective, which always helps, he becomes a very fleshed out, well-rounded character, which kind of makes you more invested in him and Cora as a couple, I suppose. And sadly, Mandy too. She gets character stuff. She is a very good person to hate. She's very well written to dislike her.
Right.
If you do end up liking her, that's your opinion. It's not the right one, but it is one for sure.
It's definitely an opinion.
Yeah, and even the parents. Well, okay, more the mom than the dad, because I don't think we really get any dialogue from the dad.
Yeah, I don't think I know anything about the dad, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I could be wrong, and he might say, "Hey, Dean," but I don't think I don't think we get any dialogue from him. But Mommy Dearest, no, I don't mean that in the negative sense. If you have seen that movie, I mean it as a term of endearment. Like literally, she's a dear mother. She gives Cora some really good advice, and they do well as parents to not segregate their children because of the choices that they're making in their life. They do say that they love them both, and they're not taking sides. They're pro Cora and pro Mandy, and
even at one point pro Dean too.
Yeah, they're even like, Dean's cool. You know, we're not mad at him for his choices. He's cool. He's like a second son, I think she says at some point. So the mom does get good character development. And even Earl is a pretty good written character. You know, he Yup. Yeah. Okay. The fives across the board.
Oh my god, this is our first unanimous 5-star book review. Okay. That's so cool. I do agree though, really quickly on what you said. Like, you kind of piggybacked off of what I said, and I'm gonna piggyback right off of what you're saying. Like, this book isn't, even though it's a hard topic, it's not too traumatic, where like, kind of like what Esper said, you don't have to walk away for a week and come back. Even though the first like 8 to 9 chapters are anxiety ridden, I feel like the author does so well of boosting your anxiety to like all-time high, to be like, okay, well, we're gonna calm it down for a little bit. Let's turn it down 2 notches. Okay, 2 notches. All right, let's go all the way back up. And so you're on a constant roller coaster of high, low, high, low, high, low, to an extent of where you never really fully max out of like, this is too much. I can't handle this anymore. So I feel like the writing was so well done, and like, that's kind of like what I was saying before. She doesn't overly share to where you're just like, okay, I can't do it. Because I don't know, Esper, if you have, but if you guys remember our book review for No One Rides for Free, that book was so heavily traumatizing. I am still to this day traumatized by it. And when I first read like the first chapter or 2 of this book reminded me of that book, I almost had to DNF it. Like, I was like, I cannot do this. Like, that book is so fucking triggering. This is nothing like that at all.
Yeah, it's so good. And I think, because I am one of those people, so I know this is like towards the end of the video, but if you made it this far, you can listen to my caution. But if you're not a fan of the what are they called, like flashbacks?
Yeah,
because I definitely am not, because I get confused. I'm like, is this happening now, or do I have to go back and read 3 pages to make sure that I'm keeping up with the story? I will say that this author uses flashbacks beautifully. They make sense in the context that they're put in or whatever they're coming right after. Like in the basement, they're doing, they're trading confessions, and he talks about when he first saw her or something, and how their thing became, you know, the banter back and forth. And then we have a flashback to one of those such instances, which is where the spiders are, by the way. Those were the spiders I was talking about. Are they only 2 sentences? Yes. Was I traumatized? Yes. Because I hate spiders. I can't, unless it's a daddy long legs, I can't do spiders. It just,
Yeah, I can't even do those.
ugh, that needed to be a trigger warning. But I get spiders are not like a big thing for most people. But the flashbacks are
Question
very.
for you in a second, actually. Sorry, I thought you were done. My bad. Keep going.
It's okay.
Nope.
It's okay.
Nope. It's okay. I'll just go fuck myself. Nope.
No, I'll finish. I promise.
No.
No. I will finish. There's a handful of them. There's a bit, but they are very contextually important
They are.
to
They
make the characters better, and they also are not just put in there for filler, because I hate when they're put in there just for like random filler. We talked about this 8 chapters ago, and now here it is. Why? Should have been
Right.
8 chapters ago. And the font is also different.
That's what I was. Okay, that's what I was about to get to. I was gonna ask if the font was it because I did it on Kindle, like I said, but you did the actual physical book.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me fact check myself because maybe I'm crazy.
Because for me on Kindle, anytime it was a flashback, it was like nice, like kind of like scripture lettering. And if you've never read that scripture lettering on Kindle, oh my god, it was so easy to read. Every time you flip a page, she goes ham.
Yeah, so if it's not a full chapter of flashback, it is different font. And then she does like a little heartbeat, like page break, so you know it's over, which is beautiful.
Oh, I
10 out of
love
10.
that too. Oh my god. Okay, super small thing that we failed to mention. Every
yeah.
time that Dean was forced to consensually grape Cora.
Those words don't go together.
Nope. But every time he was forced to do the deed, he would literally grab her wrist and start circling like his thumb on it to allow her to disassociate and like just completely fade away. And I love that so much. I don't know. I loved that.
Yeah, and that carried on after they got out of the basement, because he would always tell her, as long as your heart is still beating, you're still alive, and
Yep.
you know, we still have a chance to get out of here. And he gives her a locket that says that for Christmas. Privately, because it's like the cutest thing ever.
Right.
And she cherishes the hell out of it. And that's like a cute little, I don't know what the word is, but it's cute. Like he sees her and he knows what she needs. So he said, here's this locket that I got for you for Christmas. Mind you, I don't think he's ever gotten her a Christmas gift.
Actually,
If
I
I'm
think you're
remembering
right.
the flashbacks correctly, she's given him. No, I think he got her a Fitbit. I could be insane, but the year previous, he didn't get her anything. But it was constant jabs if they did give anybody anything. But this one was very heartfelt and very meaningful, and exactly what she needed in that moment where she ran away from the table because her sister was being a fucking cunt. And it just kind of, if you could see her, because obviously it's not a movie, but if it was a movie, that would be awesome. But if you could see her, I think you would see that something got healed in her when he gave her that locket.
Yeah.
Like a small little piece was like, ah. peace at last.
You know, this is kind of derailing, but it kind of goes off of what you just said. You know, I was talking about this last week, um, or maybe it was like 2 weeks ago. I can't remember at this point. Did you know not everybody can picture a movie whenever they read?
Yes, I did. And I think it's crazy.
I think so too, because like when I read, I play what I'm reading out in my head as if it was an actual movie, and not everyone can do that.
Did you know that not everyone has an inner monologue?
Yeah. Oh my god, I just learned that too. Man, my
Mhm.
inner monologue won't shut the hell up.
Yeah. I thought it was crazy. I asked somebody once, how is it, like, how does it feel to have such a quiet mind? Like, you walk through Target without somebody narrating you walking through Target.
I wonder why that happened. But then at the same time, I heard that those people read 10 times faster because like your inner monologue actually like slows down your reading comprehension. Because
Really?
you're more focused, yeah, you're more focused on what your inner monologue is saying than what the words on the page are. So it's kind of like the way that I had it explained to me, like, you know, whenever you hear an echo back of yourself, you can't talk because you're stumbling. That's what it's like, because like your inner monologue is reading the words word for word. Like obviously that's you reading, but then when you see the word, but then your inner monologue probably like says it before your eyes fully, or like your brain fully comprehends what your eyes are looking at, you stumble back over it because your inner monologue said it before your eyes fully read it, if that makes sense.
Oh, that does make sense.
And then also add dyslexia for like me on top of that. Oh shit.
I mean, you still do get through these books really fast.
Audiobooks.
Oh.
Well, no, I do read actual books, but you know, I say it a lot too, like my newer job, I work by myself. I'm there from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. So I'm by myself and we have no music. There's no TV. There's no anything. So it's literally you and pure silence. And even though we're not allowed to, I have headphones in, and the only thing that can get me through my day is either music, which I get super bored of music really quickly. So I put an audiobook on in my ear, and then that way I can focus on that while I'm working, and it kind of keeps me entertained throughout the day. If it's a short enough book, though, I can do typically like 2 books in one day.
Dang. I can't imagine being by myself.
Yeah.
Silent. Just silence around me. I'd start thinking I'm in a horror movie.
Yeah, it gets, yeah. But with my audiobooks, I'm now up to, like, depending on the book, I can't go below 1.9 speed, but I'm upwards of 2.2 to 2.5 depending on the book. So, for example, a 21-hour book for me personally is only 7 hours.
Dang.
So, a 10-hour book for me is like 3.5, 4 hours. So, if I have an
listener.
Yeah, and I mean, I fully comprehend everything that they're saying, which is insane. But like, if I'm doing that, so think about it. If I have an 8-hour shift where like I see no customers throughout my day, if I have 2 4.5-hour books, if I listen to the second book on the way home, I just listen to 2 books in one day before I even fully get to my house.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's beautiful. She's amazing. She's smart. Her brain capacity is ginormous. Love
Just
for
wait.
Elvish.
Just wait. Because I have I'm trying to get to 350 books this year.
And we should celebrate when you do.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, we're doing like 95 just for the podcast.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Like me? I'm reading that many?
Yeah, before we added the extra books, we were at, I think, like 84. And we just added like 13 extra books, so we're probably a little under 100.
Look at me helping you get to your 300. Also, I just realized we forgot to talk about Tabitha.
Who's Tabitha?
Girl, no. You didn't. No, I can't. You better not edit that out.
No, wait, who is Tabitha?
You don't remember who Girl, if I'm getting her name wrong, I'm gonna be embarrassed as hell. But you don't remember Tabitha? She's like the last chapter.
Tabitha?
Who the fuck is Sydney? So I think it has chapters from the next book. Yeah, it does. Not the next book, but another book by the author. Yeah, Tabitha.
Who the fuck is Tabitha?
Did you not get the bonus scene for Tabitha?
Probably not.
Girl, Tabitha is the other survivor of fucking Earl.
Oh, yes. Yes.
No.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, she forgot Tabitha.
I did. Because I think Cora even, like, they become best friends.
They do, and she helps Cora heal. But you didn't get this bonus chapter?
I think I did. Like, with fireworks? Why do I feel like fireworks?
Yes. I think it's like the 4th of July or something. But yeah.
Something like that. I don't remember what happens, though. Oh, no.
Oh, so it's Tabitha's point of view. It's okay, I got you, girl. I love Tabitha. I read this chapter like twice. And it's basically her inner monologue. She's filled with anxiety. Backstory on Tabitha. Tabitha was also a victim of Gross Earl. The guy that she was shacked up with was her professor, I believe. And
I think you're right.
and
Sorry,
you
I'm
might
drinking
be
Dr. Pepper.
wondering.
This shit is spicy. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's why I
fuck.
don't drink Dr. Pepper. I can't. It like
That shit was
burns.
spicy.
Yeah, I don't know why. People look at me funny when I say that. It's too much. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
I'm over here trying to agree with you as I'm like suffocating from carbonation.
Don't suffocate. Don't suffocate. I need you.
I'm so loved.
You are. Y'all might be wondering, Esper, Tabitha can't be a survivor. She's by herself. Yes, she's by herself. So hush and listen. Stop making assumptions.
Fucking Chad, sit the fuck down and let
Sit
her
down, Chad.
talk.
Nobody asked you. Face the wall, Chad. Face the wall. Anyways.
You made me ugly laugh.
But I couldn't hear it. I petitioned for the ugly laugh to be heard. What is happening? This is actually I'm actually really depressed that I didn't get to hear it now.
Oh, if my mic actually picked it up in like the final recording, because I don't actually edit the podcast. I kind of just keep it in its entirety. So if it actually got it, that's going to be the most replayed part in the video.
Yes.
It's just going to be
by
all
me.
you.
By me. It's going to be like, yeah, it's going to be my ringtone.
Oh no.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh my god. Okay, talk about Tabitha. Oh no.
So Tabitha, our dear girl Tabitha, was stuck in this basement with, I'm gonna say it's her professor. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 90% sure it's her professor. And while they're down there, Tabitha makes a very mentally sacrificing but life-saving decision to make Earl think that she enjoyed his advances.
Oh, that's.
And he ends up liking her. I don't know if she says loving, but he does say that she's his favorite pet, which is such a gross thing to say to somebody. And if you say that to your significant other, please stop. Just stop now, please. But because Earl took a liking to Tabitha, he kills the guy that she was with. Will I find his name and hopefully tell you before the end of this? Yes, because it's kind of upsetting me that I keep calling him the professor, because he definitely has a name. But Earl kills this guy, and his name is Matthew. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. I was Googling it as fast as I could.
Yes, so Matthew dies, Earl kills him, and he's, his dying words are like, I love you, and all that romantic gooey shit. And Earl lets Tabitha go. Why? Who knows? Because if she was the favorite pet, you would think that he would keep her around, but I don't even want to go into Earl's mind. It's probably gross.
Yeah.
But he lets her go. And she's alone until she finds out she's pregnant And don't worry, it's not Earl's. I'm starting to think Earl can't have children.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's why he has to go and kidnap people. But anyways, I digress. But so she has this baby. She names the baby Hope, which, you know, little piece of information about myself. The full name is Esper, or Esperanza, and I shorten it to Esper because most people can't say Esperanza, but it means hope. So me and this baby share a name, and I think it's beautiful.
I'm so glad you said that because I am going to accidentally call you Esperanza at least one time.
Oh yeah, that's totally okay.
I was so nervous. I was telling Explicit, I was like, I don't want to accidentally call her this.
Yeah, the only reason why it's Esper is because so many people were struggling with Esperanza, so I shortened it on Discord, and I just tell people that they can call me Esper. Some people just call me E, but like, I'm not gonna tell people on a podcast to call me E. That's a letter.
I'm white, so I will say it the incorrect way.
No, not like they say it incorrectly. I don't mind you whitewashing Esperanza. Like, it doesn't
I'm
bother
sorry,
me.
I can't do the fancy shit.
The R rolling?
I can't, it's so fancy.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me if you can't. It's just a lot of people were saying my name very wrong and weird. So I just shortened it to Esper.
Yeah, I get Elvis a lot, like Elvis Presley. And
If I'm gonna be completely straight with you, I thought it was Elvis for a second. But I was like, no. Why would somebody name themselves Elvis?
there's a fucking H at the end of my name.
I know. I just miss the H. Sometimes I miss letters. You will come to learn this about me. I miss letters occasionally, at the beginning of the word, at the end of the word, in the middle of the word. Maybe I add a letter that shouldn't be there.
Oh
It
yeah,
happens
I
all
add
the time.
letters.
But anyways, Tabitha, yes, beautiful girl Tabitha. Matthew dies. She's all alone, but she has this bundle of joy named Hope. But the reason why she's so important is because she gets Cora through a really big bump in her life. Because, you know, she has to start her healing process, and she asks Tabitha how she did it, because Tabitha's alone. Like, alone. So they bond, they become friends. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's amazing. Tabitha gets her own chapter, which is a little depressing. This is when things go downhill for our girl Tabitha. She's at this 4th of July. I'm gonna say it's 4th of July. We set off fireworks for a lot of things, but I'm gonna assume that I'm correct in saying it's the 4th of July. And she's with Cora's whole family, because Cora invited her since they're besties. Her baby is now, I think she says, double-digit months. Can't be 100% positive. I really didn't care about the baby, if I'm gonna be so real with you guys. I know, I said, we share a name, oh my gosh, but that's the extent that I remember about this kid. Apologies. But Tabitha ends up having a really, really bad flashback to the day that Matthew died in the basement, and, you know, it really rattles her, which I felt so deeply sad about. Because I just finished a book about Cora and Dean, and they go through their ups and their downs, but they have each other. So they're never truly alone. So when one has a panic attack or a random flashback to being in that basement, they can pick up the phone and call somebody.
Right.
But our girl Tabitha, even though she does have this bundle of joy, our girl Tabitha is alone. Yes, she has Cora, yes, she has Dean, and on some level, they understand, but they weren't there with her. They can't completely wipe away those fears because they don't know exactly what happened in that basement. They don't have that connection. And that's where it ends. Sadly, people, this is where this chapter ends. She has her panic attack, and she's like, wow, this hasn't happened in a hot ass minute. That was weird. And then she keeps going. and it's like this unfinished like itch that I need it scratched, because I cannot have this mental image of Tabitha being in distress.
You know, I don't know how she would do it because it would basically be the same book over again. But I wonder if
Yeah.
we could ever get book 2, but about Tabitha.
I mean, it doesn't even have, it could be like a novella, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really small, like a 1.5.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to give me closure on Tabitha, because that was not closure. That was gut-wrenching, heart-shattering, tear-jerking.
Jennifer,
Like, why you gotta do my girl Tabitha like that?
Jennifer, we love you. Can we please get a second book? Not even a full,
Yes.
not even a full book, but can we get like a second book? Also, I know I'm so sorry. I just asked you for like the world. Now I'm gonna break your heart. I'm so sorry. I don't know any other book that this author has done. But, like, I'm making it my mission to go find them because I want to read the other books. Like, her writing was
One moment.
phenomenal.
One moment while I type in. You can probably all hear it. Not Jennifer Lawrence. Romance author.
Oh, I hear Lotus is really good. Okay, I did know Lotus because I hear Lotus is really good. Apparently, you're supposed to read it after Still Beating.
Yeah, I have 2 chapters of it in this book. Like the first 2. I'm gonna assume it's the first 2 chapters of the book. That's where Sydney is from.
Okay. This one actually kind of looks good. This
Which
one is called
first
The
2?
Stars Are on Our Side. It's kind of...
Oh.
Wait. It's the same... Wait.
It looks similar to this one, like the cover. Tabitha!
What the...
Who the fuck is Gabe? Who is this Gabe?
Okay. We're gonna have
Tabitha
to add...
gets a book?
We're gonna have to add this book on. I know...
But do we have to read Lotus first, then? Because it says the follow-up novel to Still Beating and Lotus.
Oh.
It says featuring fan favorite characters Tabitha and Gabe. So I'm guessing Gabe is in Lotus? Because I do not know who this Gabe man is. So...
Okay, it's highly recommended
Tabitha's a fan favorite.
This is what Google says. It's highly recommended that you read both Still Beating and Lotus prior to reading the book, or reading this book for the most effective reading experience. So we have to read Lotus first, and then The Stars Are on Our Side. We have to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where we find out who this Gabe man is.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, well...
Tabitha, I'm so sorry, Jennifer.
Sorry.
You already wrote Tabitha's story 2 years ago. My bad.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have a discussion after this is over because now we have to randomly fit 2 additional books in.
Oh. It's fine. We can just take 2 out.
Probably. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, okay. Well. Man, okay. This is such a long episode. Oh my god. I'm okay with that.
It is.
But
It is. It's my bad. I went on a little bit of a tizzy with Mandy.
no, this is what I want though. This is like literally when I told you to be yourself, this is what I meant, and this is exactly what we needed in the podcast. So I appreciate it wholeheartedly.
You're welcome. Also, nobody better come for me for saying tizzy. You think it's weird, but I've said that in public, and people look at me like, "Ma'am?"
Have you not heard the things I've said in this episode?
I have, but none of them were as well. Okay, the brown chicken, brown cow thing was pretty weird.
What did I call everyone before taint knockers? Is that what I said?
You don't even remember? Look at these
No.
people. She doesn't even remember your names.
It's like spur of the moment thing, you know?
Taint berries?
Taint berries?
I think so.
Oh. Well, I like taint knocker better. But no, like,
Maybe it's an upgrade.
I don't know if it is. One
Rather
hangs
than
there,
hanging,
one can...
yeah. Well, see, but rather than hanging from the taint, you're just knocking on the taint. You can leave. You're not imprisoned.
I don't even want to say what I wanted to say anymore.
Sorry. You have to say it though.
Oh God. You know, I, you
Mhm.
know, to make it even worse, Cora even adopts Earl's two malnourished dogs.
She does.
I
Everybody looks at her
completely,
real funny for it.
yeah, because like I even forgot that information earlier, but yeah, like
And they're super cute.
they are.
They talk about them a little bit, and they seem like the cutest dogs ever, but they
They're
also
actually
have a
good
trauma bond
dogs.
to each other,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. They're actually good dogs, but then like she just said, like they have a bond towards one another, and I mean, they go from like super malnourished to like actually healthy. But she just finds some coping mechanism in adopting them, which I don't personally understand that. I want as far away from my trauma as possible, and having dogs, nope.
Yeah, I do. I did when she first told Dean about it. I was like, "Girl, you are clinging to this trauma like a dingleberry to someone's butthole. Like you are not trying to leave." But after reading how, she snuggles with the dogs and they give her comfort, I think it was less about clinging to being in that basement and more about seeing something else that was in a similar situation heal and
Yeah,
realizing that you too can heal because they did.
that makes sense.
So I think it was more of like a way for her to feel worthy of the healing because I
No,
I
yeah.
definitely feel like she didn't for a hot minute.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Also, controversial opinion, now that I think about it. But Earl, in the sense of a matchmaker, if you don't know what a matchmaker is, literally just someone who gets people together. They're more common in like Indian and Jewish communities. If there's more, I apologize. I really only know of those two. But, they get people together from their likes or whatever, and usually they work out. But Earl would make a pretty good matchmaker if he wasn't psychotic and
Yeah.
killery.
Yeah.
It could have been a good career choice for him. Also,
Yeah.
did they say that he had a wife? Or am I
at one
misremembering?
point. No, I think at one point. I think she's gone though. I think she died a year or so before, or a few years before.
Yeah, okay. Then I am remembering correct. Because I think she does say that, like, even this monster has a family or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Ooh, I almost dropped that.
The spicy Dr. Pepper?
Surprisingly, I should technically take my medicine right now, and I'm holding my medicine. Almost dropped it, but I think I'm gonna wait like a few more minutes for it. But yeah, this
We
book.
also forgot to mention they have kids. Quarantine.
Oh yeah, like the epilogue. Yeah.
And Mandy
Huh.
gets married.
Yes,
So I'm pretty sure Dean's best friend,
I think so.
Eric. No, his name's not Eric.
It's just so weird to me. I'm sorry, it is so weird to me.
Yeah, and the timeline of when they got together seems a little
Suspicious.
weird. Yeah. Did it not seem weird? Because
No,
obviously they break up.
I'm pretty sure Mandy was like seeing people on the side.
Yeah. Also, was this guy the guy that she cheated on Dean with, or am I just trying to make a connection where there's no connection? It might be that one. Yeah.
I feel like I made that connection as well, but I can't remember their names. Like the name the first time when they went on the break, I can't remember his name to save my life.
No, I'm pretty sure his name was Benjamin.
I don't know.
I am holding so hard to the fact that his name is Benjamin.
I guess.
I swear, if I could find it, I would tell you if it was Benjamin or not. But I genuinely don't remember when Lily has this conversation with her, because I remember the conversation. Lily tells her, "Well, I know your sister would if the roles were reversed." And
Yeah.
Cora's like, "What are you even talking about?" And then she brings it up. But I don't remember what conversation it was.
The funniest thing is you're gonna remember after we. It's gonna be
Yes,
like
I am.
tomorrow.
I am.
I'm gonna get a message while I'm at work. His name was John Cena.
And then the next time we do a podcast, I'm gonna be like, "Hey guys, I know we're doing a different book, but you remember still beating. His name was in fact this,
It's
and the
gonna
guy
be like
she's married
5
was
videos from
this."
now.
Yeah, yeah. And people are gonna be like, "Yeah, I didn't watch that one. Well, go watch it, so that it makes sense."
Yeah, Samantha, go watch it.
Samantha, girl, really?
I don't even know it's Samantha.
I knew a Samantha.
Oh, that was a gulpy gulp. Okay. Well, I think this was a very, very successful episode.
Same. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. Well, I didn't even watch it the first time I participated, but I will watch.
But yeah, I mean, on the night court side of things, I am very happy that you are here with me, and I am very grateful that you're taking on this journey with me and you're reading all of these fantastic and probably dreadful books. We're gonna get one book that we're just gonna be like, why the fuck did we read this?
No, I promise you, if that's gonna be my reaction, I didn't finish it. I just read
Probably.
like Cliff Notes or something.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I think I've only ever DNF'd one book so far in the podcast, but I will definitely let you know if I DNF one. I'll just, like you said, get Cliff Notes, but unless you and I DNF it on like chapter 1 or 2, or like maybe 3 or 4 out of like a 30-page book, then we can definitely pick a different book for that week.
A 30-page book?
30 chapter. I be.
I was about to say, dang, we're reading a 30-page book. Where? Send me to that week.
But yeah, actually, I don't remember what I was gonna say. I don't know. But yeah, I guess this is to New Beginnings. And we have a lot of very, very popular books in the next coming month or two. So I guess hang on for those. I really think this is going to be a great year. And I really see a lot happening with Night Court Narrative. I'm going to say that right here now. This is the year that we pop off. And we're going to come back to this episode. And we're going to be on a pedestal of books.
Ooh, like a throne of books?
Yeah.
That could be cool.
We're going to be like the book peeps of YouTube.
Ooh, that would be really cool.
Our
I'm down
name
for
on a
that.
billboard? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, on a billboard. I mean, I think I'd be a little embarrassed to be on a billboard.
I mean, I don't know. Would I have to pay my author? No. Would I have to pay
Whoa.
my artist a little extra for that? Well, I mean, I have full
I would think
commercial rights.
Well, yeah, but you would have to get a blown up version.
That is true.
Maybe you don't want sitting behind a desk or blowing kisses or peace sign. Maybe you want I don't know what you would want. Maybe you would want like a full body with your toes out and everything on
Oh,
billboard. I don't
we're
know.
that popular.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're giving
Okay.
a toe shot for free.
oh my goodness. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for always sticking with us. This is Violet. If you guys haven't said hi to her yet, what are you doing with your life? Like, be
Super rude.
respectful. Say
Be
hello.
careful. Her alter ego is violence, so watch out.
We will stick her on you.
Don't say we. I don't want to be taken to court for these criminal actions.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, are you gonna bail me out?
Of course.
Okay, then we will sick her on you.
But yes, I believe next week is actually the first week of April, I think. So this year's already flying by. We're already getting. Oh, yeah. So if you guys are on spring break at the moment, if you guys are out there, definitely do what we would and wouldn't do. And if you do something that we would or wouldn't do, name it after us. And, post about it because, especially if it's something stupid, name it after us. Please.
Please do. and then like maybe video it.
Yes.
Tag us in it.
Yes. I want to see someone jump off a cliff. Into water. Dive.
Wow.
Into water.
That got dark quick.
I
Hold on
realized
to
what
your
I
tits,
said.
people. It's getting crazy in here.
Oh, whatever. But yeah, everyone have a wonderful night. Once again, I am Elvish.
I'm Esper.
Yeah. Oh, she did it so good. I'm so proud.
Oh my goodness.
I was like,
have
I'm
a
not
praise
gonna say
kink,
anything.
you know?
Oh.
Please edit that part out.
Nope. It is here to stay.
Only from you though. So don't be getting any ideas, people.
Okay, bye.
Bye.